Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than a live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench, which is right below in memory of our friends. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. You must use your valid email address. You must also use your real first and last name when you register. Now, if you're already registered and you just decide you don't want to come in, but you are more inclined to watch us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. You can enter your questions or comments in the chat box right over here. I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. And understand, sometimes I can really get a word myself. So be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel to answer your question and I will state your comments. And by the way, you only can do this during a live stream. So like I said earlier, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host or the many building videos that Sparky does, also Sparky does contest coverage. He covered the Tulsa contest this past weekend. And if you enjoy that, please hit the like button. Hit the like, and also consider joining our family. Subscribe to the videos, and when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell and select all, so that whether myself or Sparky comes on, you'll be notified. Share the videos, comments on the videos. All these engagements help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Plus, we have our membership where you can be part of the family. Support us by a monthly donation. The bottom tier is $4.99 a month, which I am a member myself. I have the $4.99 come out of my own checking account, which I don't have to do. I just want you to partner up with me to support this channel. And there's two other tiers above that. Now, at the lowest level of $4.99 a month, that is like 17 cents a day. I mean, it is ridiculously cheap to help. And if everybody would just pitch in, I mean, it'd be amazing what we could do on this channel. I mean, the coverage, the stuff that Sparky does is expensive, and even the bandwidth that he pays for up front. I mean, it's just, so please consider seriously joining our membership. Or if you don't want to do that, do the super chat, which is right over here below the chat box. You can donate any amount you like, and please donate often. And your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. And with your support, you'll get special badges. Sparky and I can see in the chat box who are the supporting patrons of our channel. That's why I try to acknowledge you by mentioning this is a member of our YouTube channel in the chat box. I try to give you recognition in that way. But please do it because you love the hobby and you want to see this continue. Matter of fact, we have a pressing matter of having to get a bigger storage on our server. I think it was one trig, and now we're going to get three. So 3 gigabytes of storage space. It's just growing. The Stunthangar Forum is huge. A lot of videos, a lot of pictures, and we don't want that to go. So please hit the support 23 when you come into the Stunthangar Forum and support there, and the money will go directly to Sparky. You won't have to share it with YouTube. But if you want to do the super chats, we still need those because YouTube needs to see that this platform is profitable for them. So please do them both, okay? Anyways, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. This is not mine. I come in here Monday and Friday nights to set up the stream, and I stream it on YouTube on the platform. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. And if you will, locate the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is a video that I shot. Excuse me, it's a video that Sparky shot. I'm typing and talking at the same time of me flying his Junar XL at the, I think it was a 2019 Nats. So check it out. You get a chance to see me flying his beautiful Junar. It was orange back then. It was still light, and I understand that it's even lighter now. But yeah, check it out. And I have other videos on there as well for your enjoyment. So please check it out. And before we get going, I want to say, let you know, I really appreciate your patronage, your support, your present support, your future support. You are making it happen. So please, don't any further ado. I'm going to post a link at Stunthangar forum. Let me post that right now. That's posted. Great. And let me make my way to the to what I call the control panel. Let me see here. Don't need this anymore. Let me go here. There we go. So I see we are streaming. Let me get to the what I call the control panel. Just bear with me for a second here. I gotta do a few things before we start cooking with gas. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I know that I was watching some of the coverage from Tulsa. Man, the raffles. Man, the raffles that they gave away was pretty impressive. I saw a couple engines. I think one was a Sato 40, LA 46. Lots of neat stuff. It makes me almost want to go there next year, but I don't think I can afford it. So unless I have just a blessing beyond measure. Let me see here. Not that that's impossible, right? Let me fix this. I gotta just fix something real quick. Make sure that this show is monetized, and let me just do that so that that happens, and then I'll be on my way. Looks like Tom Rammel is in the chat box. Thank you so much, Tom. He provided us with a like, and then right behind him is Gary Sinclair. Now, he's a member of our YouTube channel. Remember, I told you about we can see the ones that are members. He's a member of the YouTube channel. He's also a monitor of the channel. Thank you very much, Gary. He said, like provided, be in shortly. Right now, we have 7 concurrent viewers, only 2 likes. Who's sleeping? Wake up. Or maybe if you're watching the Monday Night Football, just come back and give us the like. You know, kind of multitask. Watch the Monday Night Football. I got my zebra suit on. So, you won't be missing much. And we got 2 likes. So please hit the like button, smash the like button, kick it. And let's get that going. And let me see here. What else I got going on here? I like to go flying on Mondays and Fridays before I come in the show. And I didn't get a chance. I had some other stuff that I needed to get done. And I didn't even get that stuff done. But I did go. I went to the gym before I came in. I went swimming. So I can stay in shape and hopefully fly like Wesley Dick, who I think he was flying up into his 90s, And I know John, friend of Wendy Arnowski's, John, what is his name? John DeTavio. I think he was flying close to his 90s too. So I hope to do that, I hope to fly as long as I physically can. So I'm getting after it to get physically shape. And if you're not, I have to encourage all of us to exercise and eat right and be healthy so we can enjoy our family and enjoy our hobby. Here comes Gordon Delaney.
Hi there.
Hey, how you doing, Gordon? Thanks for coming. You're the first one in. I really appreciate that.
Really, that's a switch.
Well, things change up, It's never never the same. So I thank you for coming in.
Here, I got something for you.
I see you got a cast on your left arm.
Yeah,
What'd you do?
getting old.
Yeah.
Decided something they thought was better to put it in a cast for a couple weeks than operate.
What happened? Did you fall or anything, or you didn't fall? It's not a.
Nope, nothing to do with the fall. Knock on wood. So it kind of put a curve on my Pathfinder.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's being a one-legged participant in an ass-kicking contest.
Well, I kind of well pretty much got it sanded out, but I need two hands to mask the edges.
Ugh.
And I was going to put the spray some gray primer on, and then I could see what parts I've missed because I'm trying to make it a nice profile.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You want to get that plane to be very nice. Hey, what's up, Lynn? And what's up,
How you
Stuart?
doing, Charles?
Hey, so we got 2 Canadians in and 2 Americans here. All right, so it's
We're
even for right
2 and 2.
now.
Hi,
Steve
Lynn.
and Steven. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good to see you, Ord.
Thank you.
So let me see here, Stuart. I mean, Gordon. So we was talking about your Pathfinder, and now you're challenged to sand it, mask it. Hopefully, I know that Brent has a family, but hopefully someone else can step up, can man up and help you.
Well, I kind of thinking about Roger Kramer,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he's back. He was doing a control line demonstration in St. George this last weekend. So did I tell you we did one 2 weeks ago for?
No. I don't remember you said you was going to, but I didn't know you actually did it.
Yeah, we had
Great.
a good turnout, and Norm Whittle was kind of in charge. And I says, "You want me to get my combat plans?" "Yes, go get it." So I made Paige Peterson fly it. I dumped 40% in it.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Oh, that thing hauled the mail. That airplane's over 40 years old, and it was like it flies like it was finished yesterday.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome. So cool.
I just wish I could still fly it.
I saw something.
Wow.
I was reviewing something. I think Rogers Kramer's plane won the concourse. Did he win the concourse at the meet and meet event?
Oh, did he go to just recently?
Yeah, I was looking at the. They used to call it the NAG. It's that weekly email from the Sepulveda Basin Club down here in California.
I didn't know he went to the meet and meet.
Yeah, I thought that's what I read.
I know he won the concourse with the Tony.
Yeah, it was with Tony, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe they was just showing a beautiful plane, and it just happened to mention that it was a concourse. Maybe it's unrelated to the meet and meet event.
Yeah, we dug mine out here. Roger flew it, and after that engine quit, it's just been sitting on the rack. And so he says, "Let's tear it apart. Let's see what's going on." So we pulled the tank down. I said, "Well, it's plumbed just like mine." Put it all back together and went out, and it flew fine. I guess I just had it too rich and it quit. It broke the canopy.
Oh no! Oh man, what a shame!
Quit inverted, and I brought it in just as slow and low as I could possibly do it. And just to touch down, I heard a little pop. Boy, I sure hope that's my prop.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. But at least you didn't break it, really bad, So it's salvageable.
Yeah, I grabbed some Scotch tape. And it's been on there now for probably 4 or 5 years. So I'll probably never get it off. Roger seemed to think we can cut it a certain way and slip a new one over the top of it.
Huh.
I mean,
maybe
anything's repairable. It's just a lot of work. That's all.
exactly.
Right.
And when I lost that one at the Nats, I had it repaired a week after I got home and started putting a finish on it. And it was really a cool, because of the camouflage, made it very easy to repaint it.
Oh yeah, that camouflage would make it very easy to repaint it. Yeah, that would be like easy to blend in because
Yep.
there's no hard lines anywhere. And I remember Bob Brooks he had the same paint job, very similar on his Tony.
Except he had a he had a pilot in his.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if I told you, I test flew it.
yeah, you told me. Yeah, you
Yep.
said, and actually, and Bob Brooks told me too. I think he
Yeah.
was very proud of it that you said it flew just like yours.
It was identical. If I couldn't see the canopies, I wouldn't know which one I was flying. It was excellent flying airplane.
Yeah, Bob Brooks is probably the best builder close to me in my vicinity.
Yeah, and when he lost that one, he built the same wing and tail and just changed the wing tips. And I can't remember what it was.
The P40.
Was it a P40?
Yeah. Yeah, he's been in the show probably a year ago and he showed it. It's but it didn't, the cameras, the YouTube doesn't do it any justice. I mean, it's really a beautiful plane.
No, he does excellent work.
Yeah, he definitely is a very good builder. And now he's building boats because he's has health challenges, with his vision, teary-eyed and blurred vision and brain fog in the morning. And he doesn't want to put his planes at risk. So I
Yeah,
keep in touch with him. I call him maybe once a month and just to see how he's doing.
that's good.
Let me touch base with I'm getting crowded in here. I think it was next was Stuart, and then right after Stuart came in Lynn. Hey Stuart, you been doing any flying? You been getting ready for the team trials? You getting ready to go
No, I'm not
represent
going to
Canada?
that. I'm leaving that up to Len. So,
All right.
so are you going to have a rough day tonight with that jersey on?
No, I just you know what? Dennis Adamson bought it for me, and I just bring it out from time to time. I just want him to know I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And Charles looks good.
yeah, I have
Thanks.
the whistle and I have the flag somewhere. The flag is in here. But I have the whistle here. So
Perfect.
yeah,
There
we're
you go.
ready.
Only if you need it.
Only if I need it.
So
So you haven't done any flying, Stuart, or building?
no. I was a few days back, but it's supposed to be nice. Next week's supposed to be really good. So I should get a lot in then, I hope. So we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of working on the basement on the hot tubs going out and I'm expanding the shop. So I got a lot
Good.
to do. So we'll see how it goes.
Great. That's
Get her done.
that's really good. Expanding your shop. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Let me get to Lynn. Hey Lynn, how's it going? How's your preparation going for the team trials? And
We're leaving tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
wow,
Cars packed. We're ready to go. The airplanes are in. We're headed out of here.
Good luck to you,
Heading
Lynn.
for Winner. Thank you very much, Gordon.
What?
Yeah, we're all ready to go. Brad and I are on the road at 7 o'clock tomorrow. We're gonna hopefully get as far as Duluth, Minnesota by tomorrow night. So that's the plan.
where are the
So
team
yeah,
trials?
they're in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Okay.
It's a
But
long
you
way
mentioned
for us.
Minnesota, so you're gonna touch in the United States for a while on your way to
Yeah, we're gonna go through Michigan and wind our way up right up into Duluth. So hopefully
Oh,
we'll
it's
be in
exciting.
Duluth by tomorrow night at around dinner time or a little after.
well, good luck to you, man. Good luck to you. Is that
Thank you very
Naomi
much.
going as
Yeah.
well?
No, Naomi's not going to this one. It's just Brad and I. Brad Lapointe and I are heading out first thing tomorrow. Our airplanes are ready. We got a few jugs of fuel in the car and got all our goodies. We're off to the races.
So the team trials start when and end when?
They start on Friday and end on Sunday. So we'll probably get there late Wednesday or early Thursday or sometime Thursday. And then the trials are the 3 days that are scheduled for the trials are Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday's supposed to be a practice day. Trials on Saturday, and hopefully, I don't know, like it just depends on the weather. If the weather is good, we'll fly. If not, then we'll just wait until we can fly, basically. So that's why it's over 3 days. It'll, whenever the weather's looking like the best day, that's the day we'll fly.
How many miles is that, Lynn?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's
Probably-
about a 21-hour drive.
Yeah, it's like
21 hours.
like about
Yeah.
1,500 miles, I think.
Well,
Yeah, lots of miles.
So what is the format of the team trials? I mean, it's like you get so many
3
officials
flights.
each day.
Three flights and your best 2 count.
Okay. And they do
So
it
in
all
other
in one
words, it'll be
day.
hopefully, yes, it'll be a 3 flight contest, 1 day, and your 2 best flights counts and throw out the bad one.
Do they add
throw
the
out
two
your worst
together or
flight.
they average? What do they do?
No, they're gonna add the 2 together.
Okay.
Add your 2 best flights. And the
All right.
third one gets thrown out.
Good luck.
So John McFadden, who's running it, he says I think he said we're looking at about 12 guys.
That was my next question. I was wondering how big the
Yeah.
field is.
Looking like about between 10 and 12 guys is what he said. So it should be a good time.
Very good, man. That is absolutely awesome.
Lynn, how'd you do on the weekend? How'd you
2
do?
seconds and a first. No, I didn't do as good as Sparky. Sparky won on the weekend, right, Sparky?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2
Congratulations,
seconds and
Sparky.
a first.
What do you say, Len?
I said I didn't do as well as you did on the weekend at our contest. I got 2 seconds. You got a first. Good job.
Thanks.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
congratulations, Sparky. Which plane did you fly at Tulsa?
The one you flew at the Nats.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, I haven't got this.
Airplane's
quite
always a
ready.
good choice.
That's like putting an old shoe on. I haven't got this one quite ready. I think I got the flap straightened out now, and as soon as that's straightened out, it'll fly right.
Good stuff.
So an expert, and you took first. Who took second? Who took third? You remember?
John Blankman or Blanchard. What was it, Steve?
Blanchard, yeah, Blanchard.
And then Dave Tribble was third.
Right.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
My first flight
Good
was
stuff.
smoking. The one that you guys saw, I lost the airplane in the square eights. Inside loop was okay. I went up this way, right into the sun. I was blinded by the sun. I just gave it down, and I guessed, well, there's down. That's you see that thing going like that. Terrible score on that. So whatever, that wasn't my best flight. I won it on the first flight. When the sun was low, or out of overcast or whatever, it wasn't in my
Yeah.
way. I
Yeah, the sun can be a real bugger.
just kept thinking to myself, it's really windy. I know what Tulsa's about. It's going to be really windy here, which it wasn't that day. So you got to make your first flight count. And of course, normally I'm first up. Doesn't matter where I go. The person who drew the names made a mistake, and I was second.
That's funny.
Oh, it's just ridiculous. Everywhere I go, I'm first up. So this time they made a mistake. I was second. So that was good.
Very
Good
good. Very good.
Oh, that's funny. I made a mistake.
I don't remember who came in next. I think might have been Mark Gerber. But Mark Gerber, you're up. So tell me what's been happening with you. You been doing any flying or been working in your shop?
Been doing a lot of repair work,
Repair work to what?
various airplanes.
What happened to the was it the SV11?
Well, I had the P-40 I've been working on for some time.
That looks nice.
And on the way back from Brodax, I crunched the wingtip here. And it broke off right at the tip rib. So I had to cut the fabric away, top and bottom, and repair it. And then I had to replace the fabric.
You'll never see it. It'll be perfect. It'll be fine.
Well, why isn't it moving ahead here?
Was that covered with polyspan, Mark?
No, it's silk span.
That's why it broke. Polyspan would have been tough enough to take it.
Well, it might have been.
Yeah.
You trying to advance it still? There we
Yeah,
go.
here we go. There's a foot
Right.
soak span over it. And that's after it was done. So
Yeah, it's fine.
we just finally finished it this week.
Yeah, nice.
Very good.
Yeah, it looks
And
great.
then here's the sad story. The weather's been beautiful here in Colorado. And last Tuesday morning, it was gorgeous, and I was out with my SV11. It was a dead calm. I hit my own wake turbulence in the
Oh, look at
no.
that.
outside loops. And I ended up with 3 pieces, actually 4 if you count this,
Oh,
the
wow.
tail.
When it's calm, you gotta back up every loop.
Yeah, I backed up, but I didn't back up far enough.
It sucks.
Oh,
So
man,
I
that suck.
thought about it for a couple days and finished the P40. And I decided I could fix it. So I'm
Good job.
placing the fuselage. I put some plywood, 16th inch plywood in here to reinforce it. But I like to repair ARFs because you can use CA and Monaco and it goes back together
It goes pretty quick.
pretty
yeah, it goes quick.
straightforward. So there it is this morning.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Good as new.
Well, not quite as good as new, but it looks like
Pretty
a
close.
pretty acceptable stunt plane now.
Good job,
So I'll
Mark.
take it out tomorrow morning and try again and see if I got it back
Good
together
stuff.
straight enough. The
Yeah, I like-
canopy was all busted up, and I was gonna make a mold and make a new one. I didn't really want to do that if I could help it, but you can't get spare parts for SV11s.
Yeah.
And I went through my pile of stuff, and I had a canopy left over from the Bearcat that I used for trowel fitting. And I discovered I could turn it around and cut it off and then put it on here. So that's what's on here is a reversed Bearcat canopy.
Well, the correct canopy is this SIG 9-inch 9-inch bubble canopy reversed. You just cut the back off the 9-inch and put it on. That's the right canopy.
Can you still get those?
I got, yeah, you can get them. I got them. I mean, I don't see, you might have to go to eBay, but yeah.
Yeah, I had some 7-inch SIG canopies, but I didn't have any 9-inchers. This was the only big one I had. And I didn't want
Write
to wait
that
around.
down.
Works,
Sig
it looks fine.
It's just fine.
Anyway, I also repaired a scratch on my Bearcat on the cowling, and I had broken the engine cover. It was too flimsy. So I CA'd that back together and put some reinforcing in the inside and touched up the Bearcat, and it's back to normal now. So hopefully I'm done repairing things for a while.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, is that white as a base coat or is that a light green
On which airplane?
on the SV11?
That's Monaco.
Oh, the base coat is monocoat?
Yeah, it's an ARF from Brodax.
Yeah, but is that a white or is it,
No, it's white.
it's white?
Yeah.
White with green and yellow and black trim and gray trim.
Looks nice.
And the
Somebody's
green
on
I
the
got ultra cut green. It doesn't quite match, but it's pretty close. The white, of course,
Fine.
is you can't see the difference.
phone. I've never seen a call in. Have you, Charles?
So you know what? No, I can't remember.
There's a guy who's on the phone.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll get to him in a minute or a few minutes. Anyways, thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. And we go with Tryan. This might be out of order, but hey, Tryan, how you doing? Thanks for coming in.
I'm good. I'm here. Not much going on here. I bought some new batteries.
Well, I just dialed in. This is Dave Harmon.
Hey, Dave Marvin, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good. It's Harmon, Harmon. How's everybody?
Good, really good. We can't see you, we can hear you. And you're one of our
Yeah.
first guests that called in. That's pretty cool.
Well, let's see. My computer's not configured for camera and all that stuff. So I dialed in.
That voice sounds real familiar. I know you, don't I, Dave?
That's Sparky, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were shooting the breeze yesterday, a whole bunch.
Okay. Yeah, I knew
At the
that.
contest. At the contest.
Right.
By the way, anybody else that's listening, thanks for coming to the contest yesterday in Tulsa, in case you did. And I had the pleasure of meeting Sparky, and we had a good time. The weather was a little bit iffy, but it all turned out okay in the end. I think there was only really one crash, and that was caused by wind, of course.
Yeah, that was it.
What did you
Time,
fly,
I think.
Dave? Did you fly in expert, advanced?
No, I didn't fly at all. I'm a club member, and usually club members don't enter.
Okay. So you just helped out? Did you do the pits, or what did you do?
Yeah, I was doing one of the pull test locations, and just general flunky.
Now, normally when you fly, what level do you fly at, and what plane do you fly?
Well, I'm still getting up to speed. I'm one of the old geezers that flew it when we were kids, but never at this level. And we just about got it under control now. And started off with the wrong airplanes, of course, and this and that. But I got a lot of good help. Joe Gilbert, a couple of other guys that are pretty knowledgeable. So not down here by myself doing it. So I'll get there eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to contests definitely expedite your progress. That's a really good thing to go. You'll learn a lot. I've learned a lot, even for people who wasn't even trying to show me. I just would just see what they're doing and go, oh, that's a good way of doing it. I never thought of doing it that way. And pick up all kinds, or I might find an airplane that I just never heard of, and it's like, wow, I'm just enamored with that airplane, and that
well, I flew so much pattern for so many years, 30 years worth of it, and went to I don't know how many contests. I can't count them all. Just kind of got burned out on contests, really, and just not really enthusiastic about going to flying in a contest. I like going to a contest and watching and learning and all that, and especially with control line, because control line is at this level is much more difficult than flying competitive RC pattern. Trust me, you can take that one to the bank. It's much more difficult, and anybody that will come to control line from RC will tell you the same thing.
Yeah, I have a few
You're never
people I
more
know that do competitively pattern as well, and they've said the same thing.
Oh, is that right? Well, you know, with this deal, here, you're never more than 70 feet from a crash. So it's one of those kind of deals where you got to be on it every second. You can fly pattern when you're thinking about, and I have flown pattern and thinking about the grocery list, or where we're going for dinner tonight. Crazy stuff like that. It's goofy, but it's true.
Wow.
you're going straight down, and you got to do a snap roll and a 4-point roll, and then a hoopty dumpty calibrated pretzel bar on the way down, and meanwhile, let's see, that was a loaf of bread and 3 quarts of milk. Ay.
I really appreciate that, Dave. I appreciate that so much, because I had a cousin that flew RC, and we used to have these yelling arguments over the phone about what is more difficult. And I would challenge him to spin around, have his plane at 85, 90% power, spin around, stop, and do a square 8, and don't miss any intersections, and be at 45 degrees, and be at 4 to 6 feet on the deck, you know, and we would just have these arguments. My wife would go, "Who was you talking to?" I go, "I was talking to Eddie." And she'd go, "Oh, golly." But we love each other.
What's your name?
My name is Charles Carter.
Oh, hi, Charles. Yeah. Well, confirmed. Let's put it that way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So let me,
no problem. Well, I'm not the only one that feels the same way. I'm not the only one.
Thank you, Dave. Now, Dave, can you see it? Can you see on your phone? Can you see the gallery, or you can't see anything?
Oh, I just dialed in. I didn't. I'm on the website with the computer, but I just dialed in on the cell phone.
Okay, I have there's 15 of us in the gallery, and I need to let me get back to some of these other guys who are in here. I appreciate you coming in. Don't get me wrong, but let me just.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm here to listen and learn.
Great. So let me see here. I'm just going to go from left to right. Next, I have is Ed Waskey. Hey, Ed, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How's everybody?
Doing good, I think. Everybody, some of us came from contests. Some of us won contests. Some of us hosted contests.
Well, I was busy last weekend with it was Girls in Aviation. And so with all the people supporting my my event, I wanted to make sure I supported them. So it kind of grounded me for the week, and of course now weather and stuff. But this weekend looks great. So get back at it and keep going. I've got one question.
Right.
I'm wrapping my lines now with copper wire. And I just noticed that it's just 20 thou copper wire. But when you look at buying some, like a spool of it, most people call it breakaway wire in the aircraft business. And so I just didn't know if anybody knew the spec of the copper wire, or is it just copper wire?
It don't matter. Copper wire.
Yeah, just 20 thou copper wire.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you use, gauge? Don't you use like 26 gauge or 28 gauge wire? I just saw a video of you were wrapping the terminating the lead outs on a plane, Sparky, today.
Yeah. Well, Brodex sells 20 thou.
This is 26. But it don't matter.
And I've used 28. And I've had good experience with either size of those two.
You could do it with thread. It don't matter. It's the way that it's wrapped. It's around the around the eyelet, and then wrapped down, and then backed up the other way, and it's not coming apart. It don't matter.
Yeah.
That's right. Once it's wrapped well, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dennis, aren't you going to tell him if he uses Spectra, he doesn't have to wrap them?
Well,
oh, that is true. But I mean, I still use some steel lines on some of my planes. I use Spectra on others. It just depends, you know.
It's funny you say that, because that's what I was also doing today is making some 65 pound Spectra lines and stuff.
Perfect.
So you know, wrapping the bell crank lead outs if it's cable with the copper, but then using Spectra as far as hooking up to the wing.
The Spectra works fine. I haven't had any trouble with Spectra. My first set of Spectra lines is now 2.5 years old, and I'd put them on any airplane. I wouldn't even hesitate. They're fine. Yeah. I pull test them every now and again, and they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I just have to finish.
My favorite thing with the Spectra lines is I lay them out on the ground, and then I walk back on top of them back to the airplane, and the guys just cringe. It's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm showing you that these lines are indestructible. I don't
You're
have
breaking
to worry
them in.
as long as I don't catch my foot on them and drag the airplane across the field. There's no worries about Spectra.
Yeah,
so durable.
Yeah, and I have to thank Dennis for helping and sitting with them at Brodex, watching them being made. So you know,
that's awesome.
No issues so far.
Nope.
You're doing the work, Ed, and that's all that matters. You'll be on top of this in no time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so anyway, appreciate everything. And I got a dog trying to bother me. Hey.
All righty. Let me get next to the original Steve Smith in St. Louis. Hey, Steve, how was your experience in Tulsa? How'd you do and what happened there?
Oh, I had a lot of fun. I want to thank
Awesome.
Joe. That was a wonderful contest. I had a great time. And didn't get to fly on Saturday. I was too chicken to fly in that wind. But Sunday flew an intermediate and just me and one other guy. So I was a few points higher than him. So I guess I was in first place.
Very good. And the
But,
winners
you know,
show
one
up.
out of two. And my
Hey, first place is
sent
a
it to
first place.
sent that notice to my wife, and she said, "Oh, I guess it's time for you to move up." Yeah, she knows a lot more now than she used to because she did all the tabulation for me at our contest the past weekend. So now she knows all about it.
Well, I thought you did pretty good, Steve. I was watching.
Well, I tried. I'm getting better, but I still got a lot of stuff to work on. Sparky's
Well,
gonna
you
help
impressed me. You impressed me because you stood there like a telephone pole without any arm waving or any drama or anything, and the airplane was really doing its thing. Very impressive. I learned by watching your physical stance.
Oh, well, cool. I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing. I've watched Joe fly and he's dancing all over the place.
Yeah, well, nothing's going to pull you over, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think Joe is auditioning for a TV show.
And dancing with the planes.
Yeah, Dancing with the Airplanes. So
He only moves around like that when the wind's blowing 20 or 30 miles an hour.
that
Yeah.
that influences it too. Yes.
So as a
Yeah,
judge,
field was great in Tulsa. They had it trimmed up real nice. Didn't have any trouble with takeoffs or landings. The facility was wonderful. That was Joe, you'll have to tell me again. It was someone's property that
Yeah,
let-
Bob.
Bob Reed.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you got a great facility there, and
Thank you.
appreciated all the work you did.
You too.
hey, Steve, I have a question for you, Steve, because you are a really good judge and you're flying the pattern and you know what you're supposed to do. You know what they're supposed to look like. And so that there must be a lot of tension to get you to execute what you know you should be doing, right?
Oh yeah. It's like
It doesn't look the same from the pilot's perspective and the judge's perspective.
it is different.
Lot
Yes.
different.
And it's a lot harder to do than you think it is, right, Steve?
Oh, that's for certain. I have learned by judging though, I have learned a lot. And I think it's helped my my flying. So I would encourage anyone, if you haven't judged, give it a shot.
That's right,
It'll help you with your patterns.
for sure.
I
Everybody
have to
should
ask,
judge.
maybe it's a question for Joe. Did you have a lot of people with clipboards watching when Steve was flying?
We
I
did
mean,
have
he's
two.
been judging a lot of years. He's judged about all of us, I think, at least a dozen times. That
We
could
had
have been a good time for payback, you know?
we had two guys that we've been training, and I got them out behind Steve and another judge. Judge Steve was so gracious to judge Saturday on our profile event. So I had the other two guys, no talking, just write the scores down. When the scores were done, we went and looked at Steve's and the others, and my two trainees had the same placings as Steve and the other guy. The numbers weren't.
That's it. That's what works.
That's what works. That's great.
worked
No, I
out
tease Steve about that all the time because he has been judging so much, so often for so long that that's kind of a badge of honor that he's judged
was-
just about everybody on the field, probably multiple times. And you don't get a chance to pay back every now, like that very much. So
He was very gracious and helped us out.
mhm.
It's
He helped
just,
us out back in Fort Wayne way back in May too. So it's funny how that works.
Guy, anytime.
Fantastic. Let me let John Caradas in. Jonathan, how you doing, Jonathan?
Oh, g'day. Yeah, good. Not a lot happening around here at the moment, but I've got a few questions and comments to make. I just want to say well done, Sparky. That was well deserved. And Joe, it looked like you guys had a lot of fun. Well done. Did a good job there. And Dave, I was interested in you talking about going from the dark side, the radio control, over to control line. I usually just say to my buddies that are coming over, well, you realise that it's only real pilots that fly control line. It usually winds them up a bit.
That's
And
true. We know a
Dennis,
lot of real pilots that fly control line and not, yeah, exactly.
yeah. And
Well, you think control line would be easier because it's only got an elevator to worry about.
oh no, hell no, God, it's 100 times harder. What about Dennis? I want to make some probably about 90 or 100 pound Spectra. What brand do you recommend? I know you were talking about it not long ago. There was a bit of discussion.
Well, let's see. I guess I'm a little handicapped. I'm not sure exactly what you got available to you. I think the Power Pro is always
pretty
a good
much
stuff.
everything. Pretty
Yeah,
much the same
and
as what you guys were.
what I've been using lately, I've been worried. There have been some people buying Power Pro, especially off of eBay or something like that, and they're not getting the genuine article. They're getting
Right.
the counterfeit property. So I've actually been buying my line directly from the Fins factory. They make a product called Wind Tamer that is very similar to the Power Pro. The 100-pound Wind Tamer is just about the stiffest line I think I've ever seen. I think it's stiffer
Okay.
than steel cable even. But I like the Wind Tamer line right now. Looks really good, especially for bigger airplanes.
Okay.
And I worry
do a
more
lot of
about
fishing.
stretch than the strength, really. I don't think the strength is nearly as big an issue as the stretch would be. So
Okay.
So
Well,
it's
we do a lot of
Finn's
fishing
Wind
down
Tamer?
here, so we get the lines.
I got a
Wind
question,
Tamer, yeah,
Dennis.
Wind Tamer.
Dennis, I'm running Spectres when I fly this, the ones you made me. Can you wax them?
I don't know why, but
To me, they feel like they open up when I'm flying. And
Yeah.
it's really strange. So if I put beeswax on them or something to make them stay together.
I don't know about anything about that. What you might look up is, seems to me I've seen some of the fishing shops are selling some kind of a lubricant for
Yeah.
braided line. You might take a look in that. I'm not sure and it may be a wax, it may be some kind of an oil or something like that. But
It might be the old half-a Dacron lines. When you're flying, they feel like they're opening up, and
mhm.
I know they're flat, but they feel like they're opening up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had the same experience, Sparky. I used to do a lot of trout fishing, and I used to dress my lines with a kind of a wax stuff, and I was always going to try some on some lines I've got here, and I haven't actually got around to doing it. But I think it would actually work. I know exactly what you mean, Sparky. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no advice on that. I've never done anything like that. Just that's fishing line stuff is something I have heard of, but I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it'll, how it'll affect you. I have not, as near as I've never at least noticed that I'm having any trouble like you're describing. So
Would wax on the line cause it to have increased drag as the lines wind up a little bit?
I doubt it.
No,
I don't know.
think so. No.
I don't know if there's
No, I
more
don't think it
friction
would.
or less. I don't know if I doubt if there, I suppose it's possible it could be more diameter if you had it really, really loaded up. I can't imagine.
Well, I know that
That would be a
on
good
certain
idea.
certain twine has beeswax. Certain twine has beeswax impregnated in it, and it's used in the telecommunication industry to tie off cable and everything else. And the reason for the wax and so the string will not slide.
Mhm. So it will not
And
slide.
it's almost so it's almost impossible to undo one of those nuts without cutting the twine
Yeah,
because of the wax.
different application. I'm thinking about going to they sell it for trout fishing. You know,
Yeah.
trout line, wax for the line.
Yeah, different
Of
kind of
course,
wax, I guess. You said beeswax, and that's what attracted my attention.
It's a it's a
Well, flat line, you put a silicone wax on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
that would be more appropriate, probably.
It helps it float too.
Yeah, it makes the line shoot through the guides much better. Yeah. Oh well, it's worth a go. Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, cool. Let me bring in Dennis, and I'm going to it out of order, but Dennis, so how you been doing? What you been doing? Any flying or building?
Yeah, in fact, we got out to fly a little bit this morning. So took out my friend Larry and I were out flying Wes's Velvets. He's got Velvet 2, I got Velvet 5. So flew Velvet 5 a little bit, having some issues with the motor mount still. Fixed it again, broke it again. So I ended up flying, I got some flights with Velvet 2, which means I have my first ever flights on a airplane with a tune pipe. So.
Oh, very cool.
Larry built that airplane.
That's the
Wes
airplane
did.
that Larry bought at FCM
The
that Wes
yellow
was selling.
The yellow one. Did Larry build that one?
He built the yellow one, of course,
Okay.
yeah. The red one, the one that he had today was the Velvet 2, which is the red one that Wes was selling at FCM.
Right. Okay.
And it's he had a piped PA-51 in it, which more than enough for it. I think Wes used the 61 in it when he was flying it, but the 51 was more than adequate. Flew really nice. So we're hoping that Larry and I and John Paris has one of the airplanes. We're hoping to all get together one day this fall yet. And we're going to have a contest with Wes's airplanes, and we're going to drag Wes out and make him be the judge.
That's awesome.
So we're going to have Velvet 2, 4, and 5 out there and make him judge. So
That's cool.
Velvet
Well,
3 is in the museum. Velvet 1 is in the hands of a intermediate flyer up in Detroit. Let's see. Larry has 2, 3's in the museum. Paris has 4, and I have 5. And then John Paris and Larry Fruits also built their own Velvet 4s. The 3 and 4, the difference is the 4 is the one that was laser cut. It's in a semi kit you can get from Brodak. A short kit, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Wes's 3, the one in the museum, was built off a lost foam fixture, and then he took that and converted that into a CAD plan for the article that went into Stunt News. And then, of course, once you have a CAD file, it was real easy to set up a laser cut kit for it. So
I got something to show you guys. I'm going to go get it.
All right, thank you, Lynn.
But anyhow, that's all I have for you here. After that, we spent the evening chasing my grandson around in his soccer games and basketball practice and whatever else. So, and I'm just getting to dinner. So,
all right, very good.
Yeah, barley sandwich, whatever. But
I see you're sporting a Stunthangar T-shirt.
Oh, I am. That's it. I don't want Sparky kicking me out or anything like that. So
very good, very good.
I see you're spotting. You're expecting some trouble here, aren't you?
No, I just thought that I'd wear it. You gave it to me almost a year ago, and I told you I'd wear it from time to time.
Yeah.
So I thought it was about time. It's Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Do you have do you still have your penalty flag and the whistle?
Yeah, I have the whistle right here. I blew the
All
whistle.
right.
And the
All right, guys, don't make them blow the whistle. I got a hunch it'll come right through our, especially as with headphones, it's going to come right on through like an ice pick. But
yeah, I blew it earlier. Anyways, let me catch up on the chat box. You guys hold tight for a second. Let me see. I left off. Edward Callall said, like provided. Thank you, Edward. Appreciate it. And then our own Dennis Adamison, who's also a member of our YouTube channel. He's given us a like and says, see you in a minute. And then Craig Biswick, who is also a member of our YouTube channel. I can tell because there's a thing next to their name. So, and he's also a monitor. So Greg is a monitor on Stunthangar, and so is Gary Sinclair. And so am I when I tune in to Sparky, I'm a monitor. So Craig says, the SV11 and the Vector 40 ARPS wing crutch, unfortunately, are problematic. I was pretty fortunate. I didn't have any problem with my wing crutch or wing saddles with mine, but they probably are, because mine is probably a newer one. I don't know if that was something they fortified.
I guess I'd be curious what he meant by that.
Yeah,
I guess I don't fully understand what he's saying there, but
I don't know either, but I have no problem. And then Mark Lumen, who's also a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you for your support. You both, Gary and Dennis and Greg Biswick and Mark Lumen. I know you donate to us every month, and we appreciate it immensely. And congratulations, Mark. I watched a little bit of the Tulsa coverage, and I saw you got 3rd place 2 times. So congratulations, that's great. And he says, got your like watching tonight. Great time in Tulsa. Thanks, Joe, for letting me fly your airplane after the contest. Congrats to Sparky and Steve. Congratulations. So what plane did Mark Lumen fly, Joe?
I've got a Ringmaster RMD. Randy Powell designed a Ringmaster years ago, about a 620-inch wing, profile with the LA 46 and a header and a pipe on it. And it flies pretty nice. So I had it out Saturday and flew it after the boys got done. And then Sunday I let a couple fly it. I tried to get Steve to fly it, but he wouldn't do it, just so they could feel a good airplane. You know, a lot of times the guys aren't flying good stuff, and a good airplane's way easier to fly.
Yeah, and you don't know you're not flying good stuff until you fly something nice.
Maybe not.
Yeah, that's what Sparky's been telling me.
Yeah. You like when I came back from the Nats, I had such disdain for all my airplanes. It wasn't even funny. After flying that Junar XL, I mean, because my planes are all heavy. I mean, my Strega is like toward the end, it got 80 ounces. So I was flying his 58.5 ounce. What's the square area on the wing on the Junar?
About 710.
Yeah, 710. My Strega is like 740, but his is 58.5 ounces when I flew it, and mine was close to 80 ounces. So, I mean, this is like, you don't even have disdain and other strong words for that plane. Let me go on. Marcel Legrand says, hi, Charles, and everyone at Stunt School. Better late than never. Better late than never is true. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And Brent Williams, he says, solve the noisy, badass 3515 580 kV motor problem in my Sultan. The rear collet was loose, causing the can to move forth and aft, and swapped in a new badass 2826 690 kV motor, and it is silent and smooth. Happy day. Absolutely. I bet you are, because I remember seeing your Sultan fly at Las Vegas. I should say seeing it and hearing it. And it was kind of disconcerting how it sounded, especially in the corners. And
does that mean nobody's going to know when Brent's flying now?
I know. I know. It was it definitely got a lot of attention, didn't it? It was like, what is that? What's wrong with that plane?
I thought it was a bearing.
That's what I thought too. That's what I was thinking. I know earlier he thought it was a prop, because I think he was flying the same badass props that Dennis and I fly, and our props are pretty quiet. I mean, a little bit quieter than the APC prop. So we didn't know why he's making all that noise. And I have two more to read.
Up, Charles. Hold on just a second. Joe, here's how I fix the flap.
Good for you.
Let me make you big here.
You steamed the heck out of it, huh?
Yeah, it's a Rockler steam generator.
That'll work. Good show. Well done, Sparky.
Did you do
Well-
it live? Did you live stream when you was doing it, Sparky?
I did.
Okay, cool. Is that the I saw a title for something about the Viper repair? Is that it?
Tulsa Report and Viper Repair. Yeah, I dropped it. I got it out for a guy to look at. I got it out for Linda and
Dale.
Gleason to look at. And while I was dicking around with the camera, I tripped over the camera, knocked it over, and it landed on the rudder and put a dent in the top. Well, I got them all steamed out. They're okay. And I'm just going to repaint the rudder here. I got clear on it. I'll show you. Not a big deal. Right, the leading edge of the rudder. See, it's sanded off.
Oh, a little bit, yeah. Whoops, don't drop your steamer. Well, it's too late.
Too late.
It's on the ground, but it don't matter. Anyway, and I steamed a couple of dents out of it that like 1 foot more and it went through the wing.
Wow. Lucky you.
Yeah, real lucky.
right.
Charles,
Yeah, Jonathan.
Charles, seeing that playing the Sparkies there with the exhaust system, Sparky might be interested in this. The Merco 61. My mate's built the tongue muffler for it. He just emailed it to me. Here's the top.
Ah, cool.
Oh wow, looks pretty nice.
And here's the bottom.
That's for a Merco 61.
Merco 61, or if it'll be the same for the 49.
Better put some more holes in it.
Yeah, that's just to get started, Sparky. There might be holes in the end, of course. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. He
Did
just
he
sent
make
them to me.
Did he make you Venturi too?
No, I got Steve, another mate of mine, making the Venturi. He'll do a reasonably longish one, and we'll put the spray bar in above the grub screw hole. We'll lift it up, put it up the Venturi where the Gerald Wimmer reckons the airflow is a little more straight further up.
There was a Merco 61 running at the Tulsa meet. It runs just like a Super Tiger, doesn't it, Joe?
Run very nice.
Yeah, they do. John Wright out here in California uses a lot of Merco 60s. And he has one that has been reworked by Frank Bowman. It's been bored out to like a 65. And it's a beautiful running motor. He uses it in his it's an SV, it's a Tempest. He flies it in. It's very nice.
Oh, I'm sure this one will go good too.
Do you have your Merco 61 there with you?
No, it's at the other end of the house at the moment. But we'll test run it probably in the next few days.
It looks just like this one, Charles.
Oh, because I have the heavy one. I've never seen a light case. I have the heavy case.
I sent it to him. This one here, yeah, this is 61. Looks just like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that
One
does-
ounce, one
looks
ounce
like
heavier
mine.
than a Super Tiger 60.
13 and a quarter.
Thank you, Sparky. And then let me continue on. Tom Rammel, he says, I'm working on the training build and fly RCE electric cadet airplane. It's an EAA chapter 878. We have three teenage boys building this SIG cadet every Tuesday and Thursday from 4. I'm getting an echo.
That's Jim Barnholes, I think.
I'm going to mute you, Jim, just for a minute here. Where's the mute? Just a second, Jim.
No, maybe it's the phone call, the guy who called in with a phone. 'Cause I
Well,
saw
but he's been here.
Yeah, it was me. I muted the phone.
Okay.
Continue on. I muted the phone.
All right, thank you. And let me see here. So he does that every Tuesday and Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. in September. So that's great. Getting some teenage boys interested in aviation. That's awesome. And Edward Callall says, a question for the group. Can lacquer be applied over clear epoxy?
It can, but it probably won't stick
Why?
because one's a chemical bond and one's a mechanical bond. I don't think it, unless it was, you know, like something like with Aerogloss with MEK in it. Epoxy is pretty tough stuff. It's not going to allow it to bite it, but you could try it. Just sand it up real good and paint it on. Try it.
Somebody published a table a long time ago showing all kinds of different finishes and which you can put on top and which you can't. But I don't have a copy of it handy here.
You can put epoxy over lacquer, but I don't believe you can put lacquer over epoxy. I don't believe it'll stick. I think it'll peel off just like you see a Dodge hood on a van, you know, peel off.
All right, well, I think you got your answer there, Edward. And then Terry Forbes, he says, as to fishing line, the Fox or brand line that separates when loose, we the line with Futura clear acrylic floor finish, dry while under slight pressure. Huh. So that might be something you might want to try. And then Terry Forbes says the lines that separate are usually big as from China. And then Terry Forbes, oh, he meant Fix, not Fox. I was just reading it. So the Fix for the brand line that separates when loose, we use the Futura clear acrylic floor finish. There we go. So now we're all caught up. And let me get to Bart Kaplinski, and then next I'll get to John Skukelek and then Carl Reed. Hey, Bart, how you doing? I saw you came in earlier and your camera wasn't on, but thank you for being persistent. And now I see you. And you've been making any progress on your Pathfinder?
Paging Bart Kaplinski.
Maybe his audio's not hooked up. Maybe, but that'd be kind of boring not hearing us.
Wait, his microphone may be down.
Yeah, Bart, we can't hear you. If you can hear us, we can't hear you.
Oh,
That
well.
happens. No problem. Well, but hopefully you can hear us. Hopefully, but we just can't hear you. So while you're trying to figure that out, let me get to John Skukelek. Hey, John, you got to unmute your mic. But tell me what's going on with you and your grandson.
Yeah, haven't gotten Tyler out much lately because school started and there's football practice after school every day, and so we finally got out a little bit last weekend. Most recently, Denny's been coaching me on trying fishing lines, so I appreciate that. And so anytime I'm dialoguing with Denny, he's such an ambassador for the show. He says things like, hey, it was nice to see you on the show last Friday. Haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you can join us Monday. And so, you know, he influenced me to come in. I do, though, have a case study that I'd like to throw out for the group, people more experienced than me, to get some opinions and ideas on. I've been flying a 44-ounce Nobler with an LA-46 with a tongue muffler. Engine runs beautifully. I started on 60-foot lines. Lap times were too fast, 4.5. So I started trying longer lines, 61 foot, 62 foot. I'm still too fast. I'm 4.7, 4.8.
What
And
prop?
so, a 11 4.5, and that's you're leading me into one of my questions. Will that engine perform well with less pitch, like an 11.4 or a 12.4? Is that a good way to slow it down, or do I need to just continue increasing the line length?
You have
11,
a long way to go. I don't see that happening. You know, it
I
sounds
see you,
like.
Joe.
you know,
Second.
you get up to 70 feet, I think you might still be going a little fast. I think, you're already at a pretty flat pitch prop. Uh, the Nobler isn't gonna be happy flying on a 12-inch prop, certainly. 11.4 is probably about as big as you wanna go. I would I would contact Jim Lee and see if, tell him your issue and ask him if he could make you a smaller Venturi for it, kind of detune the engine a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know,
Does-
guys, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm just looking.
I mean,
I'd
let
open the needle valve.
Gilbert has some ideas. Go ahead, Joe.
Air brakes.
That LA 46 with like a 288, 284 Venturi with a Thunder Tiger 11.4 prop at 9350 to 94 is magic.
Okay.
Look at your
All right.
Venturi size, and if it's bigger than that, stick a stick in behind it and put a notch in it and lock it in the Venturi. And
So
set
Joe,
that.
did you say
four-stroke-
did you say a 288 Venturi?
That'd be about right.
Okay.
With the,
You know what? I haven't checked. I don't know what size it is. I'll have to check.
They can come with 300s, and if 300 make them wild, but you can take like a, some kind of hardwood. I used, what do I,
Popsicle stick.
chopsticks, and cut one of those off and just take the pin and make a notch in it where it'll snap in the Venturi, put it in the front.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
That makes a Venturi littler.
All right.
But they run 9350 to 95. And a Nobler on anything longer than 62-foot lines, in my opinion, is asking a lot of that airplane.
Okay. That's good to know. So I won't bark up that tree.
I
Yeah, I
wouldn't.
think, I'm on the same page as Joe. If nothing else, it just starts looking pretty silly. You get it out much farther. You get a very,
Okay.
the effect of, it looks like you have a very small airplane and very
The
long
lines are
lines.
doing this too.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. That's fair.
Do
That I
you
won't
know,
waste
how much
time on
fuel
that.
how much fuel do you use in a flight?
Between 3.25 and 3.5 ounces.
That's lean.
That's
And that-
all.
And that gets me through the pattern with an extra 8 to 12 laps.
Mm-hmm.
What RPM are you running?
Yeah, what RPM?
I haven't checked the RPM.
Is
don't
it going
know.
in?
Just
And
try
in the-
richening it up some and see what you get.
You'd be going,
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, I got it. So it's 4-cycle on a bunch.
What you
And
want?
Yeah. The engine seems happy. It just seems like too much for the airplane. Does nitro percentage make much difference? Because I'm using 15. Would going down to 10%?
Well,
5.
15 burn more fuel, not less, but
Probably 5, yeah.
No, but
Right.
would it change the lap times though?
not the RPM's the same.
Well, I think it would be directional, Joe, in the sense that with a little bit less nitro, it might not be running quite as strong on a given
That's
needle
right.
setting. That would take some of the RPM away without and not
If you check the
lose,
RPM
what
to
sounds
know.
like a pretty good setting and stuff. Do you have any like 5% or 10% fuel access, anything like that you can try?
I have 10. And then after I alter it to get the oil mixture the way Randy Smith has recommended, it actually ends up at 9 and 15 ends up around 14. So
That's okay too.
Yeah. I don't.
It should run a flat 4-stroke awful nice in that little airplane.
Mhm.
yeah.
It might
Okay.
hop, but it won't run very hard and pull that
Mhm.
airplane well with that prop.
All right. That's great. That's going to help me be more efficient with this process. In terms of what to focus on, I won't continue to make up more lines for longer line length with that airplane.
is
Yeah,
that stock Venturi?
I'm sorry, Gordon.
Is that a stock Venturi?
I don't know. I bought the airplane, had the motor in it, so it's got a tongue muffler, and so I was also wondering if there's any chance that switching that out with because I do have a stock muffler for an LA 46.
Too
If
heavy.
it's worth,
Way heavy.
Yeah.
that's going to add
throws your
weight. Yeah.
CG off. What you can do, what some guys do on a tongue muffler is they'll start putting screws in some of the outlet holes and restrict it, choke it down some.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a happy thing to do because it,
No.
increases the back pressure. It'll depower the engine. And ironically enough, it'll probably give you more fuel economy. So you'll be using even less fuel. So
He's not burning enough fuel now.
yeah, that's my feeling too. And a 46 ought to be running, 4
Four
ounces,
and
4 1/4 anyway. But
So it ought to be running richer.
yeah, but
You
putting
should
less
never
nitro
carry-
in it is going to make it run longer too. So
Okay, good ideas.
In my opinion, this is just a spitball in here. G21 46, I run 11.6 EW rev up. So I think you ought to be running a 6-pitch propeller and crank the stupid needle valve out so you're burning 4 ounces at least in a flight, just chugging along. It should just chug along. They run good.
Yeah, that would be a totally different approach to go with the higher
I
pitch
think that's
prop.
what you're looking for, though, is, obviously what you have right now, you want to improve on and stuff, and anything you can do. I'm not a big fan of cutting on things or anything like that, but something like a Venturi is usually an add-on piece and stuff. But what Sparky just said, I would explore how rich you can run the engine before it's not running happy anymore. If
So
you're
run it
running-
real-
Joe,
run
what
it
was the
richer?
numbers you just said? You said what, 9,500 was your target
Yeah,
RPM?
350 to 95. Depends on humidity and temperature, nitro and all kinds, but never going never. It'd be going
Slobber and rich.
I like that sound. We're gonna have to record that and go back. Yeah.
I'd have a hit song here.
Anybody do a Dynajet? Or no, never mind.
I ran
The fact that you got a good running engine and everything like that is good. But, yeah. But
All
you're
right,
looking
those
to
are-
take like a half a second per lap out anyway, and that's big stuff. So
Yeah. Oh, good ideas.
RPM's the key.
Yeah. I've been trying so many things. This will help me narrow it down a little bit. Thanks. Thanks for everything, including the sound effects.
And by the way, as far as promoting the show and everything like that, that's the only reason Charles lets me hang around. All right. So wasn't for that, he'd have me out of here in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
So
I didn't know the why, but it was a heck of a promotion.
well, I do appreciate it. I like the big shows we get, and I do appreciate it when you're here joining with us and stuff. That's sincere. And
Yeah, thanks,
I
Denny.
think out of you and your grandson and all.
Oh yeah,
so
we have a ball together.
that's it. Keep it up, man. Keep them going.
Yeah.
Let me get to Carl Reed. Haven't seen you in a couple of weeks, Carl. Is your microphone working all right?
No, Mike.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, thanks for letting me know that. And then Gary Sinclair, thank you for coming in, Gary. How you doing?
All right. Took a whole hour to get in here, but
Wow.
slow computer. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what it is.
It didn't have anything to do with weather. No thunderstorms or anything, right? Just the
No, it's just the computer. It is.
computer. Okay. And then next, I think it's Stephen McBride. How you doing, Steve? And then I'll get to you, Jim Vornhol. So, how's it going, Stephen?
Going very well, very good. Had a good weekend this weekend.
Very good.
Got flying this weekend again, and took Stiletto 1 out on Saturday. That worked out well. Made the adjustments I've been wanting to do, so I got better on the overhead on the Hourglass. Wave engine offset, and then I was working better, and then I actually did a little bit more with the lead outs and brought them back in the 8th, and that helped out and actually corrected my problem up there. So I was happy with that. And then on Sunday, I made in the new Stiletto and got that all worked out.
Oh, good. Oh, great. So is your new Stiletto behind you or anywhere that you can show it to us?
No, it's not. I don't have it here.
Okay.
I do have a picture of it somewhere within my pictures. I'll try to find it then, and I'll tell you when if I can
Okay,
share.
sounds good. Sounds
that.
great.
I brought the new Stiletto out, and I had to work with it. And did about 8 flights with it on Sunday. getting
Wow,
all-
very good.
getting it to be to a happy area. One thing I can't figure out though is I can't figure out for the life of me how to make a 3-bladed prop work. And that's what I tried starting with, and then I went back to the 2-bladed prop and I got it running happy, and I was happy with that, and then I was able to work with it.
What happens when you use a 3-bladed prop?
I just don't get a happy run with it. I just don't find the way it's supposed to run right or a happy run with it. Just doesn't work for me.
Huh.
So I like the 2-bladed props. I get to get a happier run and everything working better with them. Works nice.
I've been going down the same path, Steve. I got a whole box of really, really nice 3 blades, and all they do is use more battery, so.
Overloading the engine.
Well, I'm using it on a K77, and
Yeah.
I just didn't like the way it sounded, didn't like the way it ran, didn't seem like it had the push power to it much. And I just said, this is just not making me happy, and I'm more leery and behind it with too much caution than being aggressive and saying I got confidence. I put the 2-bladed prop on and I was happy with it right off the bat. And I says, now I know what it's gonna do. I got confidence and reliability with it.
What size
That's what it's all
2-blade prop?
about,
And
pal.
what size 3-blade prop?
I had a 12.5, 4 1/4. I was running on a 3-blade, and then I went to a 13.5 on a 2-blade.
On a 77?
On a
Right,
77.
13.5, 3-blade. They're bigger prop, more propeller.
Or load.
Yeah.
On my K77, I run a 12-inch 4-blade, 4.5 to 4.85, depends on which one I got. With 4 blades.
I can't get 3. I'm gonna try to add a one.
Put another blade on it, Steve.
That's it.
Can't get
Hey,
3.
Wendy went with 5. Wendy had 5 on his
I
Tiger
remember
6.
Wendy had a 5-blade prop. Yeah, I remember that
On
too.
his Spitfire, yeah, on the original Spitfire.
Yeah.
Did he fly it with it, or is that just for show?
The K77.
Oh, he flew it at the nets.
The K77 is supposed to be a replica like the
Oh, no.
K75, but I don't know what they're running them on. Are they running them on 13s?
Oh,
Is what you're
shoot.
saying?
13.5.
13.5?
77's a big motor.
It's a big motor. It's a 13.5, 4 1/4. I have those.
Yeah. Try that.
Try it.
I could put that on and give it a run with it.
It'll run a 15.45 2-blade, 15-inch.
Yeah.
And my 75 runs a 16.4 2-blade.
Yeah, your plane is how light again, Sparky?
No, this one behind me. Joe saw it. He said, "Man, that's a monster prop."
It's way too big.
Yeah, I mean, I know that with my 80-ounce Strega, I could get a 13-inch 3-blade prop on mine, but I don't think it was just too heavy of a plane to put anything bigger than that.
You
My
gotta
plane was
listen,
so heavy.
listen to it and tack it. In my opinion, this K77 needs 9,300 or less. And it seemed like I like mine around 9,000.
Yeah, it sounds about right for me too. I think mine was 9 or 9,100 RPMs.
I didn't like it at that. I had it now at between 8,000 and 8,100 RPM on a 2-blade.
Is that right? Wow.
How much is your stiletto weigh, Steven?
What's that?
How much is your stiletto weigh, your new one?
New one's 68.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
Heavy
factor
plane.
too. That's decent.
And
My big cart.
you know, 68, and then it's yeah, I was only running at 8,000, 8,100 RPM, and I had all the power in the world I needed.
No, leave it alone.
I had all the power I needed. I had all the tension everywhere I wanted to go.
Leave it alone.
Once I got the wing level and I got the wing straight and happy where I wanted it, then I had everything up above me and level. And it felt happy. It felt real good there. When I first started with it, yeah, when I first put wing high and level, so I set it down, adjusted my tabs. I got the wing level, flipped it over, wing high inverted. readjusted that with tip weight and readjusted the tabs again. And then I got that wing nice and level. Then she was good. I had nice tension there, and I started doing maneuvers over my head, and I had tension up there. And I says, this is a happy medium. Everything's working nice there. Now it's just get used to it more and then tighten it up.
Very good. I look forward to seeing it in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah,
Let me bring-
it was a great weekend.
Let me bring in Jim Vornhort and then Philip Bailey. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Well, that's all. I'm still hobbling around. I can walk a little bit, but yeah, I'm doing okay. I just haven't been on the program for a while, and I was sort of check in and see what you guys are doing.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, please do that often. Missed you, so I'm glad to see you. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, thank you.
And then Jim, and then Philip Bailey. Thanks for coming in, Philip. How you doing? What you been up to?
Just same old, just working on trying to get a few things finished. I've making some headway on the old timer, and the SV11 feels like it's about ready to go for a full flight, 5.5 minute flight, and the old timer is about ready to get its final coats of paint. So I'm hoping we're making some progress finally. It's about time. But then I got 3 Cavaliers, a profile, a classic, and a SV Cavalier. It's a SV11 modified to look like a Cavalier to paint, and then we'll get those 3 done. I'll be well on the way. But you got to get there. Just got to stay home and work on it. That's all there is to it. But we're making some headway. Finally feel like we're getting somewhere. So that's all well and good. How have you been?
Been well. Been well. Oh, you got the plane for us, Lynn, huh? Let me bring in Lynn in.
Dennis will know this airplane, but I want to see if anybody else knows who built this airplane.
Pete Peters.
Oberg.
Nope.
I remember that airplane, but I can't remember
Joe
who
Bird.
built it.
Freddie Tellier from Canada. He was our top stunt flyer for a lot of years.
Wow, looks nice.
And that's the airplane he flew, or one of them. And yeah, that was his design, and that's what he flew. And I've been lucky enough to get a hold of one of them. So I'm going to try and draw some plans
It's
up
still
for
looking
it.
pretty good.
It's not too bad. It's probably 30 years old.
Easily.
So it's not.
It's a high aspect wing, it looks like.
Not really, no.
Tiger 60.
No, actually, he ran an HP 40 Gold Cup in it.
I'll be darned.
And right now I've just got the guy who had it just had an LA 46 in it. But I'm going to see if I can get a hold of an HP 40 Gold Cup and yeah, try to bring it back to original in time.
Too
And I'm
bad
going
you
to
didn't
drop
tell
some
me that at
plans for it.
Prodax. I had one there and I sold it.
Oh, isn't it always the way,
2 of
Sparky?
them. I had 2 of them.
Is that
But
one
you
of the
know what? I
take
didn't-
aparts, Fred?
That's one of the take aparts. Yep. You can see on the
Okay.
bottom, you'll see the holes where the bolts where the bolts go in.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a take apart. Well, he flew at a lot of world championships. I think he flew at 13 or 18 world championships for Canada.
Wow.
So
He was a
was
routine,
at it for a long
a
time.
regular member on the Canadian team for a long
Most
time.
definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
A darn good flyer, nice guy, funny
Good flyer.
guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Great
Crazy
sense
man.
of humor.
There's
Last
an
I
LA
heard,
Yep.
he's building guitars. So
with your
Yes, he
rev
is. He's
up
building
prop.
guitars now.
yeah.
Yeah, rev up prop. He liked
Yellow
rev up
40
props. I know he
rev
used
up
some
prop.
rev ups for sure. So yeah.
Have you flown it, Lynn, as it is?
I flew it years ago, but I haven't flown it recently. I don't know if you can see the canopy details or not, but he did a real nice job of the cockpit details, and he tinted the canopy, and it's a little marked up now, but I'm going to try and buff it out and see if I can clean it up. Yeah, it's a nice old airplane.
Very
Absolutely.
nice. And it,
Just thought I'd show you guys.
yeah, fly like crazy too. So it really flew well.
He was he was always known for having good finishes and nice detail work. It's pretty
Yeah,
sharp
very,
airplane.
very good, a detail kind of builder. Everything fit right. His take apart
Just-
hardware was, nicely done.
For the time, for the time, it was very, very good.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Lynn.
There's a
Looks
lot of
nice.
guys back in the 80s. They weren't making take aparts. They were taking those great big stunt boxes to the world champs. And I guess
Mhm.
Freddie got tired of that and said, I'm going to come up with something better than that because I don't want to take this great big airplane and a great big box across the continent.
Yeah, I remember his earlier snowbirds were actually bigger airplanes. He used OS Max 40Hs in them. And then he went to a slightly smaller format when he went to the take apart, and he started looking at the size of the box and everything like that. But it all got a little bit smaller, and then he graduated from the H40 to the OP or the HP, which was a huge,
It was a very
improvement in
powerful
power.
motor.
Yes.
Yeah. Those HP 40s put out huge amounts of power. I remember
Yep.
that.
Yeah, they
He
were.
lent me one. He lent me one to put in my airplane one time at the Canadian Nats, and I had a heavy airplane. He says, put this in it. I bet this will work. No problem. It pulled that airplane like it was nothing.
Mhm.
It was amazing. Amazing power.
Before you put it away, Lynn, how's that trim tab work? That's interesting. Trim tab.
One on the flap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's an
doesn't
area
look like it.
tab.
Area tab.
Yeah, it's
yep.
more of an area. Yeah, it's more of an area tab than a trim tab. It's just giving the flap more area because it doesn't look like it's up or down. It's flat.
Mhm.
It's a flat tab, so it must be just for giving the flap more area, the outboard flap more area.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It feels reasonably light. I don't know the actual weight of it. I could weigh it. I don't know exactly what it weighs. I
Yeah.
would guess somewhere around 55 ounces, somewhere in
Yeah,
that
he
range.
never, he
I can check.
usually built a pretty good, not ultralights or anything like that, but his airplanes were never heavy. They were always a good weight.
Very competitive weight. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
always,
sure. Very
weight was never an
competitive weight.
issue with them. They weren't, but they weren't, like crazy light or anything like that. So,
No,
Very nice. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
you're very welcome. Okay, guys.
All
yeah,
right.
I'll
I
be back.
appreciate that. We need to draw a plan.
What's that, Dennis?
I think we need to draw a plan. That's
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
killer
try and draw a
Super
plan.
70s airplane, I think. So,
Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, I'm gonna try and draw a plan of this. I can do layouts to get the airfoils and I'll see what I can come up with.
Excellent.
fantastic.
Okay.
I have a couple people in the chat box I want to get back to. Bryce Brackley, he's a member of our YouTube channel. He said the area of the holes in the muffler that Jonathan showed is more than 5/16 hole. And Tom Creasy, I haven't heard your name in a long time. I also haven't heard your name, Bryce Brackley, in a long time. Tom Creasy says, I use a 725 OS muffler from a 25 size OS, use 10% nitro with 24% phenol oil, and my Venturi is 277 orifice size, and I run a 11.4 prop, and
There
that's
you
a
go.
APC prop. So I imagine that is for Jonathan Skukalek.
Mhm.
Yep.
So the 725 muffler works on a 46, I imagine.
Charles,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see if that comes through.
Oh, wow. Oh, that looks nice.
That's the new one. Yep.
Now you've had this one for a while. I've seen this plane before.
I've had it. I just never put it up. This Sunday was the first time I made it up and got it in the air and got that working. I liked it.
Pretty.
I liked it really nice. I liked it a lot, and I think I even got a straighter wing at it on this one, the way it was set up. And it's only, I'm
Excuse me.
doing about a 5.2, 5.3 lap.
Very pretty. That's a pretty plane, Stephen.
Thank you.
So tell me about the
Very
finish. What is it? What are we looking at?
Very nice.
That's all painted. That's all Randolph. That's all painted and then auto clear.
Auto clear, and you got it at 58 ounces?
No, 68.
68
67 and a half,
ounces.
68. But if you touch that finish, that's a glass finish on there. You're not gonna feel a paint line from one color to the next on that one. That is so sanded down and so smooth. And I brought the shine back up on it. Everything is right there. That's a glass finish from one to the next.
That's
You can
great.
tell it's shiny in the picture.
And then also the lettering on all of that, that's all painted. It's just the first time I ever did that, where I actually did the lettering and numbering. I painted it instead of using vinyl.
So did you use mask?
Back mask, that one, yeah. That was a back mask I got and put that down and sprayed it.
Very nice, Stephen.
What's the motor on that, Steve?
That's a K77.
Oh, that's the one. Okay.
This is the
Is that
one
on
that had a
on a tune pipe or a regular muffler on the K77?
That's on a header pipe, on a just a muffler, header muffler.
I'm running too.
Very nice plane.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice.
Great,
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
great
Have you
running, great running motor.
Oh, it's an excellent running motor.
Oh yeah,
Have you
I
got-
love mine.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work hard. I got that
Nope.
working, like I said, 8,000, 8,100 RPM. It wasn't working hard at all. It was just puttering around. And I had a nice 5.2, 5.3 lap and all the power in the world I needed. It just trucked it around everywhere I wanted to go.
Has it got wheel spats or whatever?
Wheel pants.
Wheel covers?
Wheel covers on it. No, I just got the pants on the side,
Doors, wheel doors.
the wheel doors.
Okay.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Tom Creasy said that wasn't LA 46, that he had that 725 OS muffler on.
That's the most work I ever put into a finish. Actually working on that one. I put a lot of effort into that finish and actually sanding that one down and finishing it up and shining it back up. Almost
Half as much dope on the next one, right?
What's that?
Say half as much paint on the next one, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll go a little lighter on the auto clear. The auto clear is what eats you up on it a little.
Only
Up on
supposed
you.
to weigh an ounce,
Yeah.
10 ounces maybe.
Hey, Dave Harmon, I didn't want to ignore you. So if you have any questions or anything, Dave Harmon, I know you're on the phone. We can't see you. So it's kind of hard to tell what's going on with you, but you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, no, I'm just following along just fine. I'm watching the faces and listening to the audio, both audio actually, but I got the phone muted so it doesn't interrupt anything.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, looking good so far. Just picking up on a few things and listening, enjoying seeing some faces that I can put some names to, or vice versa, names to faces, and a couple of faces I already know about. So everything's under control over here. I
right,
don't really
very
have
good.
much to add other than fuel tanks, but I've already put that on the website anyway. So
Very good. Hey, Joe, do you happen to have the results
Charles.
of your contest?
I think I can do it by memory.
Okay.
Stephen flew against Mark Lumen, and Steve won that. And then Joe Hildreth beat Brent Rogelio in advanced. And then an expert, it was Robert, then John Blanchard. I can't tell you who got third.
Dave
Was it
Tribble.
John Hill? Tribble got third. Yeah, Tribble got third. And then I don't know where John and Dale and Kevin Pryor and all of them ended up. It was a good weekend. It was windy Saturday. We had There was nobody flew a pattern Saturday. 2 people crashed and the rest of them quit before they got the pattern finished in old time and profile. It was windy. David knows that that airport can be tricky in the wind.
You
gotta
betcha.
have. So it was a good weekend. Sunday was stunt heaven. It was beautiful Sunday. We got done pretty quick. We had 11 flyers is all we had Sunday. Then I broke that ringmaster out and flew it a couple of times and had at least 2 people flew it for sure. I don't remember who all, but
6 or 7 experts, right?
it was 7 experts, 2 intermediate and 2 advanced. It's just, if people come, you come. If you don't, you don't. I think the people there had a good time. Steve did us a huge favor and judged on Sunday, and it worked out great, y'all. I mean, the food was good, the flying, the fellowship's what you're there for. You can fly at home, but you can't compete at home, and you sure can't fellowship at home.
Very true.
Want to thank you for taking us to the hangar and letting me touch that Mustang that flew at Normandy, right?
No, it flew to Berlin the first time.
Berlin, yeah.
Yep. And Blakesley's crew. Sure
He took
did.
us all around the airport. He knows the combination of everybody's hangar, and we went over there and touched a Mustang and had a T6 trainer and all kind of shit in there. Got to turn over a Merlin engine. It's tough to do too.
Yeah, big motors.
Well, I like the raffles. I was like, man, I was thinking I wish I was there. I saw a Sado 40 and LA 46 and
Everybody
kinds of
said
neat
that kid was so happy to do that.
You made
he was having a blast.
Yeah, he did sound like he was having a blast. He definitely has a future doing stunt coverage.
That kid belonged to Dave Tribble's daughter.
That's correct.
And I asked her, I didn't recognize her. I asked her, I said, hey, can I buy that kid? She said, no, you can't buy him. I said, well, I'll rent him for a while. She said, yeah. I said, who are you? She goes, well, you've known me all my life. And I looked at her and I go, well, yeah, I'm Dave Tribble's daughter. I think the last time I seen her, she was probably 2 foot tall. How would I remember that?
Right.
That's awesome.
17 years ago when I was there.
You made a good memory for that young man, Sparky.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He had a lot of fun. I watched the video. He was having a ball.
Yeah, he was having a ball. Absolutely.
And he was calling them out, calling out the names and saying what the prizes were. He was all over it.
That camera, I thought the camera action was going to be sickening, but if you watch that, it's not that bad. I mean, he didn't jerk it around too much.
Yeah. Good job.
He did good.
I hope you got the link to the video.
Let me share something real quick. This is from the Meet and Meet out here in California. There's some pilots you might recognize. Let me see here. Okay. Can you see what I have here?
Yeah, that's the
Meet and
lineup.
results.
Yeah.
So in expert, we had Dave Fitzgerald, number 1.
Of course.
And he was flying his Thundergazer 3 with PA 75.
Was there only one judge for expert?
Yeah, Clint Orsman. Yes, it's hard to find talent, I guess,
Wow.
And then we had Brett Buck come in second with his Infinity, Rojet 61. Timothy Just, 3rd place. Man, look out, world. Tim Just
Tim's coming.
He is coming.
Yeah, way to go, Tim.
And then Jim Aaron took 4th. Dennis Nunes, who's on here from time to time, he had his Circulus 61E. Paul Pomposo. I met him. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He flies a plane, it's a Temptation. And Brian Moore, I know, and Kestis, you guys might be familiar with. I don't see his score or where he placed. I don't know what happened with Kestis. Then in advance, we have Jeremy Schultz flying a Vector 40 with a badass 2820. I don't know James Dean. He took second. And I know David Shorts. He took third. I believe I know Fred Constantine.
Yep, he smoked it.
I don't know Zachary Schultz. I know Pete Kuna and I know Larry Wong. And I never met Michael Schultz, but that was advanced. And then I guess there's no intermediate.
I thought James Dean died in 1956.
In a car
Yeah.
wreck.
I didn't know
Crashed
he flew
his,
airplanes
he
either.
crashed his
Sports car.
sports car.
55, really.
And then I
And
guess
the intermediate doesn't show any intermediate.
and out here we do the Fox 15 hurl. And I guess Eric Fitzgerald won that. He threw the Fox 15, 157 feet. And then we have a junior champion, Mackenzie Dean, who threw it for 134 feet.
Big difference between the junior and the open guy.
Yeah.
There's so darn many rules, and half of them are unpublished.
And then in classic, we had Dennis Nunes. He took first with his Gladiator 35, and then Paul Pomposo took second with a Ringmaster, and Jim Aaron had a Ringmaster third, and Pete Kuna took fourth. And in old time, we had Jim Aaron with a Ringmaster, and then second was Paul.
Same Ringmaster.
So that's what was going on out here in California. I hope to go to a meet and meet one day. I know they have a good time. And
Out to Golden State, or is anyone going out to Golden State?
I know Jim Hoffman is going. I'm not planning on it. I would need to have some sort of windfall to be able to do your contest and Golden State, Stephen. So I've kind of pledged to go to your contest.
Thank you.
And that's where I'm going to go. I don't know. I imagine. Are you thinking about going to it, Stephen? Are you thinking about going to it?
I'm going to Golden State.
Okay, so you're going to. Okay, you're going to it. Good. Now, where's it at this year?
Oh shit! I got the flyer here somewhere. There we go.
I'll see you later, guys.
All right, see you, Jonathan. Thanks for coming in.
See you, Jonathan.
We're almost out of here. It's 8:36, so we don't have to stay till 9. But if it looks like we are out of gas, I can end the live stream.
In Mather, it's Mather, Mather, California.
I don't know where that's at. I have no idea where that's at.
What happened to Gordon?
Oh yeah, it's good. I was wondering where Gordon left, and so did Tryon. So
yeah, but wasn't Gordon in a cast?
Yeah, he has some problem with his arm. They told me he's going to put a cast on it for a while, and then do surgery.
Oh my!
He didn't fall or anything. It's just the way the physician wants to go, or the surgeon wants to go, preceding it with a cast to treat some ailment. I don't know what it was. I have a comment. Go ahead.
It's a little bit further than where the original Golden State used to be over.
Oh, it's past Madera?
It's past Madera, yeah. Madera used to take you 7 hours, 7.5 hours. This is a 9.5 hour trip.
Woo, buddy. Yeah, that's a little bit far for me. That'd be even longer than that for me then.
Yeah, so it's about a 9.5 hour trip for me to get out there. I know Jim Hoffman's going out there. It's going to take him quite a ride to get out there as well, too.
Yeah, and because Jim Hoffman's coming from Arizona.
He's coming from Arizona. He's got to pass through here to get there.
Yeah.
To get there, so it's going to be quite a ride for him to get out there. Any of them guys. But I want to support Jim Aaron and see him do that as well.
Yeah, I would love to do that too. I really would. I like the Golden State Sun Championship. I've always had a goal to win there, and I won in the lower classes there, but in advance, of highest I got there, I think was third, and I'd like to go up there and do better.
Yeah, well, they also kind of skipped out a couple of years. They got canceled last year and so forth. They lost the site.
Yeah,
and they got called out and so forth. They haven't had it a couple of years, so I definitely wanted to see it now. They got a new site, And like I said, support Jim Aaron. He also helped with the decorate writing the design up for our awards for my contest.
I have a few
So I'll see you
comments.
guys in a week or so.
All right. Hey, good
gotta
luck,
go.
man.
Hey.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
thank
good
you very
luck.
much.
Yeah.
You gotta go and take
Appreciate
it.
it.
Luck, Lynn.
You gotta go and
Yeah,
take
do
it.
the best we can.
All
Okay,
right,
guys.
man.
Have a
See
good
ya.
night. Yep. Bye now.
Good night, Len.
Night.
Yeah, we'll see you in a week or so.
All right. Thank you.
It's on airport again.
Yes. Todd Stimson said Golden State will be at the Mather Airport near Sacramento.
Let's see here. The Rancho Cordova. You ever hear of that place?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I don't know where it's at.
Rancho Cordova is where the hotel is. So in the plan, it's not too far from that.
I just learned here from Todd Stinson that there was no intermediate entrance in the meet and meet. Kestis crashed his airplane on his first flight. Oh, how terrible.
Ouch.
I don't know if you've seen that plane, but that is a beautiful plane.
Sure.
His props are even pretty.
Yeah, Kestis has some really nice stuff. So nice, they didn't believe he built it. I know he had a little bit of a challenge earlier when he first came to the Nats.
Well, we'll allow one of them in there, but there won't be two, because hang on, guys, I'm appearance judge for next year.
Well,
I imagine as long as they bring documentation that they built it, that should suffice, right? And what kind of documentation would you want?
Pictures. Show me.
Hello, Howard.
Hey, Howard. Hey, thanks for coming in, Howard. I left you a voicemail. Did you get my voicemail?
I did, yeah.
Cool.
Good thing the car is not hurt.
Yeah.
Back to airplanes.
Back to airplanes. What you been up to, Howard?
Planning the journey from the Golden State Stunt Championships to the Las Vegas contest.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Brent Williams says.
So I'm gonna sign off.
Hey, thank you,
I
Jim.
will
Thanks
see
for
you out
coming
there.
in. You take care, Jim.
Maybe I'll see you Friday. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Mhm.
I got a comment from Brent Williams. He said Kestis built his plane 100%.
Yeah, he did.
Howard, how was Italy?
I don't like it.
You what?
He didn't like it.
The contest was fun, and hanging out with Tim there was fun, but Italy itself, my sister and I are the only two living people, I think, who don't like it.
Oh, Lord.
Maybe my wife.
What day are you arriving in Houston, Howard?
Wednesday or Thursday. We're going to try to get there Wednesday night.
I think we'll be there Thursday at noon, I hope.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a long way from, I guess, and there's.
Joe, you making reservations for Vegas?
I'm not going to Vegas. Dude, it's 1,000 miles to Vegas.
Well, that's terrible.
What's the matter with you? You said you were going. When I told you at VSC, you said you were going. You even spoke with your wife about it, and she was all happy to go. You're gonna disappoint her now?
Do what?
If you
went to VSC,
I was thinking about it, but I'm not going to drive 1,000 miles for a 3-day contest.
You could go to Golden State Stunt Championships first, and it wouldn't be that far.
It'd be a $4,000 2-week trip.
And what's your point?
Yeah, it's about 5 spark plugs.
What are you doing, Sparky?
Gonna paint that leading edge of the rudder.
Oh. Paper, that's paper.
Yeah, paper.
Okay.
Masking.
Gonna airbrush it.
What happened to the leading edge? I know
I
you
dropped,
flown it.
I dropped a camera. I got tangled up in the wires, and Dale Gleason wanted to see this airplane, so I took it out and I set it down next to the table. Well, I tripped over the wire and the camera fell over, and another foot and it went through the wing. From here to there, it had been through the wing. So, little damage, not a big deal.
You already pulled the dents out, right?
Yeah.
So now you're just touching up the paint?
Yeah, just touch this up. I sanded it and brushed clear on it, and now I'll just take an airbrush and go like that. And then I'm gonna paint the red scallops on there. It'll be hidden.
Yeah, those will be cool.
It needed them on there anyway.
Joe, how far is it for you to go from where you're at, from Texas to the Nats?
Oh, 9 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, Nats are 6 hours for
a week.
Sparky and I. We still don't have firm dates, right?
That's
Mark
what I.
Weiss isn't here to let us know for sure.
For the Nats?
Yeah, Nats and the Worlds.
Oh, I thought they did.
And we have firm dates. I remember writing them down. Mark Wise, either last week or the week before, he called out the dates.
Yeah, but I don't think they were
Those
locked
were those had yet to be approved. The last I heard, they were going to approve it the first week in November. Is what I thought he said.
Oh.
They think that's where it's going to be, though. What, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and then starting 11th for the Worlds or something, maybe.
Yeah, I have written down somewhere, but I don't think I have.
It's like 2 weeks, but there's a 3-day gap in between.
I know Brett was happy about the World Cup.
Oh, very.
Yeah, we want to discourage
sideshow. He called it a sideshow.
We want to discourage these people from coming so that that there'll be time to have the World Championships qualification rounds in 3 days without overloading the judges. And if I read that stuff online, I'd say I'm not going to be able to take apart an airplane, buy an airline ticket to go to that contest. They don't want it there. It's pretty discouraging, I think.
I think they'd rather have it in Europe.
Well, no, they like the field, but I think they would get the impression that we don't want them, because a lot of people don't want them.
Wow.
And they let it be known that we don't want them. So
the BOM issue.
Nah,
extra contest time are taken away. They don't want to do it. I don't know the logistics all that, Howard, but it's a big deal. They probably should have left the Nats alone in July, like they usually do, and then done the World when they do the Worlds.
Yeah.
The logistics hard.
Be nice for people who want to see both of them to make one trip, I think.
Yeah.
I presume
that
left as is. We did this last time we had it there, 2004, and people talked about it and said, no, let's leave the Nats as is. You have the builder of the model rule, same thing, and didn't make a big deal of it, and didn't advertise how much we hate foreigners, and it's fine.
The foreigners I met were nice folks, Howard.
That was fun.
Yeah, Yeah, they're the ones I met are nice folks, but we're not being nice to them. That's my point.
The whole China team could come to your house and they'd be just fine, man. They'd just airplane people. Just
Yeah.
mon-
Yeah. I had a fine time at the contests in Europe. Didn't think much of Italian roads, but the contests were great.
They drive on the wrong side of the road over there?
There's not a side of the road per se. The
Oh,
road wide enough
Mexico.
vehicle.
Mexico.
I haven't been to Mexico, but yeah, there's room for one vehicle. And at one point, there was a one-lane road, and it was on a detour between our hotel and the flying field, and they had to put up a sign saying two-way traffic, just in case someone doubted that this is actually a two-way road.
Two-track road.
So if you had a clear space, you'd go as fast as you could until you met another car, and then you'd have to figure out who's going to pull off someplace to let the other guy pass. So we had this gigantic Volvo. It was not well suited for those Roman roads.
Roman roads.
Roman roads.
Love it.
We got some fine Italian food in Germany.
That's bizarre. I have a comment from Era. He said Craig Biswick's earlier comment on the SV11 wing crutch problem was suggesting a cause of Mark Gerber's SV11 crash. I don't think that was the problem, Era. I think it was the wind or lack of wind.
Pilot error.
Yeah. Anyways, gentlemen, I'm going to end the live stream. I really appreciate everyone coming in and hanging out with us. And hopefully you have a chance to throughout the rest of the week, do some flying or building and come back Friday and tell us all about it. So until then,